Now, the coalition of United Political Parties, CUPP, and the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, HURIWA, have raised the alarm over a subterranean plot by retrogressive forces to unlawfully arrest and clamp into detention House of Representatives member Ikenga Imo Ugochinyere on trumped-up charges. At a press briefing yesterday in Abuja, jointly addressed by Peter Ameh and Adebayo, the groups warned of dire consequences if any harm befalls Ugochinyere, the opposition coalition's spokesperson in the House of Representatives. The coalition threatened to confront those they referred to as political buccaneers who accused of resorting to shut up the mouthpiece of the opposition by smearing Ugochinyere's name. Right now, we're joined by Peter Ameh, a member of the CUPP, the CUPP party. Peter Ameh, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
An absolute pleasure.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So, Peter, how do you substantiate these very big claims? They really are wide claims. What evidence do you have, and why a media campaign?
No, the issue about our democracy is about vigilance. It's about being alert to certain intelligence that are within the realm of information. So it is not just what you wait in this system. Our current climate and the way this democratic system is being shaken by the political buccaneers and those who are ready to bury opposition at all costs. If you don't raise this alarm for members of the public to go along with the subterranean plot to undermine the principle that has been enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in Section 39 that gives us the right to freedom, the right to own opinion, the right to impact the same opinion, and the right to participate in public affairs without any sense of intimidation, harassment, or the use of state apparatus to oppress the views of the opposition. If you don't raise that alarm beforehand, you will find yourself in a defensive situation. Information in politics and societal public affairs management determines that it is governed by certain principles, and this principle enshrine that you take your matter before the court of public opinion and allow them to look at it properly, and then also help to make sure that those who have decided to undermine our democratic system are warned beforehand.
Now, we also understand that in July, a similar charge was made against the police on this same matter. Is this some kind of politics of hide and seek, or why exactly do you think that Nigerians need to take your claims seriously?
These claims are not taken seriously. We will now go back to days where people will disappear without account. People will be arrested and put in the dungeons like the very bad days of our military experience. Because if you look at what we're talking about, this is Ugochinyere, Ikenga Imo Ugochinyere, the current House of Rep member representing that or not, that of South Federal constituency, and the spokesman for the coalition of opposition coalition, which is CUPP. I'm the national secretary. He was attacked during the election. In a bid to try to stop him from not participating in the election, he was attacked in his community. His uncle died in that same house. I visited that house in Akokwa in Idato, and his uncle died. There are a lot of injuries that happened. Nobody has been brought to book. Police have not arrested anybody to date. Nobody is undergoing investigation, and you can't tell me that such level of attack that involves the loss of life and very heinous crime was committed at the scene of that attack at his own personal residence. And there's nothing going on there. You don't tell me that there's political order. To see, this democracy can only work when the citizens are vigilant, when the citizens are committed, to upholding the principle of democratic system, by speaking for each other, and you don't wait for the worst to have occurred for you to not know that the right of somebody is being threatened. That had happened that time, and somebody had. People have lost life, and he could not even go to participate in that election. But for the love of these people, he was elected in absentia. That this is something you must give people their flowers whenever you have opportunity to do that. Ugochinyere is somebody that we worked together for a long time, and we work together in a lot of ways in trying to promote the importance of multi-party democratic system, to being standing as a watchdog to the development of our democratic system, and this is very key. That's why I had to take time off and get involved in supporting and making sure that our voices are raised and made loud in defense of the human right that has been given to him by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the God Almighty. So it is essential that this is not just raising alarm for political rhetorics and all that. No, this is a potent threat, and the credible intelligence was intercepted, and it has happened before when this such intelligence was intercepted, and he said if he was going to die, let him die, and that attack happened. And at this time, we are not saying, oh, we can't just go fold our hands and go to bed. See, for the fear for me, generally, the fear for me is the fact that the dissent is not being treated as a crime. If people have defamation against you, the law is there. Defamation, people try to want to criminalize it. You go to court, you seek your claims, and then you sue the people to court. We cannot balkanize our system. We cannot undermine our democratic principle by just taking laws into our hand or applying the principle of that man politics, where you use state apparatus to suppress human rights and human views. So it is critical that you must know that the mix of ruling government and opposition is the beauty of democracy. Even our constitution recognizes that in section 40. And when it says that you can belong to any political party as long as your rights and interests are protected. And then you go to section 22.2.3, when the multi-party democratic system was established, so that we will not be restricted to one particular party. We will have the right to participate, the right to say our views, the right to share our opinions, the right to also share the policy and the ideas we have for our people. So this system right now, it is not working well for our people when people are undermined, when people are oppressed.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, and definitely we'll be following the story to see how it pans out. But in the meantime, there's not much you can take on this conversation. But thank you once again for joining us.